Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, good evening.
Good evening.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Keisha Griffin, and I'd like to take a few minutes this evening just to tell you a little bit about who I am. I was born in Elizabeth, New Jersey, and I'm the youngest child of Jean and Pat Persian. I have an older brother, Darren, and I have two older sisters, Regina and Angela. We grew up in a big three-family house. My mother's cousin lived on the first floor, my father's cousin lived on the third floor, and we lived in the center on the second floor. When I was a little girl, I was affectionately known as Kiki. I wasn't even called by Keisha. I only answered to Kiki, and that's the name I knew for a long time. Sometimes I was only called Jean and Pat's youngest daughter. So that's the names I grew up as. I have a very large family. I have more aunts and uncles and cousins that I can probably count, let alone name. And my parents' house was always the center of all this activity of our family, including cookouts, holiday celebrations, all types of parties, all throughout the year. And I often remember the ones in our backyard, mostly for the music and the laughter. Our house seemed very big because we always had family around. One thing I remember about growing up in my parents' home was not just the parties, but I always remember my parents helping others, family members, members of the community, and watching them do that throughout my youth inspired me to do the same as I became an adult. As a little girl growing up, running around my parents' yard, my little Kiki, I had the opportunity to run and play all throughout the day and into the evening, where we often play hide and go seek in our yard and just past the gate where my parents allowed us to go. Sometimes, day or night, we just played in the dirt and made mud pies. Sometimes we ate them. When it started to get dark, I always looked forward to catching the lightning bugs as they flew around, and I would hold them in my hands. And I remember those times when I would let them go into the night side. Those were the best times. When we couldn't go outside as little kids, we all gathered around this little TV, black and white if I remember at the time, with a little broken knob that we only changed with the pliers. And we watched cartoons where I learned to be crafty like Bugs Bunny. I learned to be indomitable like Roadrunner.
Okay.
And I learned how to dance watching Soul Train. I'll spare you my dance moves. I also learned some kung fu moves from watching Drive-In Theater on Channel 5. But my most favorite thing was staying up late and watching The Twilight Zone on our little TV. And I kept the volume down really low so my parents wouldn't catch me. It was often terrifying watching that as a little girl in the dark, but I did it anyway. And to this day, watching television and movies for some reason inspires me to be brave, and also allowed me then, as it does now, to see a bigger world. Every summer, my parents would just load us up into the station wagon and we would travel down south to North Carolina. Those trips seemed to take forever and ever. But for me as a little kid, the little Kiki in the back seat, it was a big adventure, watching the scenery change from state to state and watching the people change from state to state. And those trips inspired me to this day to have a great love of travel, but I don't like to drive. When I was 18, I went off to attend Montclair State University. After so many years of being surrounded by family, I couldn't wait to be on my own and live on campus and have some space. It was at that time I wanted to be known as just Keisha. I worked as a resident assistant where my job was to help others. And again, at that time, I learned my true passion was to help others, as I still do today. As a student at Montclair State, I met lots of people from different places, and I made some really good friends. And one day I met this guy who came on campus to visit one of my good friends. His name is Alan. I asked my friend for his number, and shortly thereafter we started dating. A few years later, I became Mrs. Alan Griffin. We have two beautiful daughters, Alicia, who's 15 years old, and Amani, who's 13. And I love being a wife and mother. So I just told you just a little bit about myself and my passions. My passion for helping others, and my passion for travel. I still love to go outdoors. I don't necessarily make mud pies or play with bugs. I love to travel, but I don't like to drive. I look forward to the Twilight Marathon every New Year's Eve. And I still have some wicked kung fu and dancing. The two can get confused. I've been called a lot of things. Kiki, I've been called Dean and Pat Jenner's daughter, Alan's wife, Alicia and Amani's mom. But more importantly, I am Keisha. It's nice to meet you.